My family has been ranching in this area for over 100 years. I'm the third generation. My grandparents, they came out in 1906 and settled in this area. Then my father ranched, and now I'm ranching it. I am the last of the family, so there will be nobody after me. For many years, my father had cattle on here, and this type of terrain is not good for cattle, because cattle will only stay down in the riparian areas. On the other side of me over here, and on the other side of me over there, it's gentle, rolling hills, great for cattle. These are mountains. This is for sheep, because they can get the sheep to go up to the top and come back down again. So after 30 years of having this overgrazed, because there were no fences, so my cousins above me, all of their cattle came down here. The carrying capacity was 2 to 3 times what it should have been. So when I inherited it, and my husband and I came out here and looked at it, it was just simply, it wasn't soil, it was dirt and weeds. That's about all we had. And I realized I needed a lot of help. I needed to do cost sharing, because unfortunately, and I won't go into much detail, my father did not make estate plans, death plans. And so when he died, I was charged by the federal government the same price as if I owned a big house in town. Not raising hay and
for taxes.
For inheritance taxes. I owed the IRS double-digit millions of dollars. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to pay this off and keep the ranch. We had to sell a portion across by the river because it was the highest value, but less land to pay off the government. But we were able to keep it, and then my husband and I sat down and said, what are the plans? What do we need help with? Since we had already paid the federal government millions and millions of dollars, and all we had was a lot of dirt and a lot of weeds, it was very discouraging. So I went to USDA, and I went to the person who was here before Lori, and I laid out a plan of what we would like to do. And USDA and the Division of Wildlife, which is a Colorado agency, and a number of other agencies, we all joined together and we worked out a plan of how to reclaim this land, how to make it productive, and we did it on a cost share. They put up some of the cost, I put up some of the cost. And we did some experimental things like the fences, the high tensile wire fences. These are not used in this area because we wanted to focus on the wildlife and be conservation of the wildlife. So those fences are very unusual. They're not used very much in this area. I said, let's give it a try, and it has worked beautifully for us. We don't have dead animals on our fences any longer. We have the elk and the deer going over the fences and under the fences and through the fences on the corners.
When Karen inherited the ranch, it was in really bad shape. It had been severely overgrazed, and the riparian areas were nothing but bare gravel and sand and weeds, and some of the meadows were just full of weeds, and it's taken Mother Nature and a lot of help from us to get it back to where it is now. A few years ago, we won the Landowner of the Year award from the Division of Wildlife. Well, he used to be the Division of Wildlife. So in those few years, we accomplished a whole lot here.
How about mitigation on some of the old leftovers from the coal and
Yeah, there were several. Well, there are several old coal mines on the property, and there was one big one over on the east side of the property that all the slag had washed down the valley and pretty much just ruined the valley floor. So we had them come in and they just dig out a great big huge trench on the side of the hill, and then they just scoop up all that coal from the surface. It was in some places about 3 feet deep. They would dump it into that great big hole and then cover it back up again, and now you wouldn't even know anything was happened back there. I mean, it's all grown up with grass and just looks beautiful now. Okay, when we first took over, the riparian area down below there's a creek that runs all the way through the ranch, and the riparian area down there was just nothing in it. I mean, it was just bare gravel and sand and weeds. There was no minnows or any frogs, nothing in it. And over the years, we've attempted to put as many willow sticks in there as we could get started, and we changed the management so that there wasn't that much of an impact on that creek down there. And now it is just completely turned around. I mean, we've got frogs all over the place. We've got minnows in there. A lot of places the vegetation completely covers that little creek because it's only about 2 feet wide in most places. And the vegetation has come back to the point where it actually covers the water. You can't see the water going through underneath. So it keeps the water cool, and it doesn't evaporate as much, and it's just made a tremendous improvement over the years. Okay, this is what it looked like before it got logged. It's just down timber and thick and brush and just impossible to move in. And then right across the road is what it looks like after we got done logging. And it made a tremendous improvement. This fills in with grass primarily. There'll probably be some aspens that'll come up in here also, but the main purpose for this was to get more wildlife habitat. So when this starts to fill in with more feed and more grass, most all of this will be covered with grass and tall, brush, maybe some weeds. But all of this was left on the ground because that was what was just all rotted wood and they couldn't use it. It looks like you might call it clear cut, but if a typical clear cut, there'd be absolutely nothing on the ground, and it'd be really susceptible to erosion if we got really heavy rainstorms. So it looks a little rough with all the dead timber up there, but it's keeping it from eroding.
so given about how many years can we envision elk standing in grass?
Well, I don't know. That one side over there had a lot of grass in it already. And this here is, I'd say, probably another 4 years.
This ranch has multiple enterprises, and most successful ranchers today have to have multiple enterprises. Another enterprise we have the hay, we have the sheep, we have a hunting enterprise. We do large game hunting. It's not farm hunting. These are animals that migrate on and off the property. We have hunters that come from all over the United States that come here and hunt for elk and deer. We have, starting in September, we have archery and black powder. My husband does black powder. So we're in the middle of that season, and then we have 4 seasons starting in October and November of rifle hunting. We allow just a few hunters on our property, and because we have what's called a trespass operation, they do not come and stay here. They must go off the property at night, but they pay us to have the opportunity to come on and hunt. That does not mean that they're going to get something. Sometimes they leave and they have not been able to shoot an elk or a deer. But we have, most of our hunters are the 3rd generation. Their grandfathers came and hunted here, their fathers came and hunted here, they're hunting here. They're very careful of the land and of the wildlife. They don't shoot an animal and then wound it and then leave it. They track every bullet that they shoot, and then they take out the meat. We have a big, in our back shed, we have a big hanging rack where we hang the carcasses, and they are allowed to season for a while, and then we have freezers and refrigerators and cutting tables, and they come and they cut up their meat, and this is meat that they take home and eat. And it's been a slow process. We started in 1996 and we finally reached this stage. But what we've learned is that if you have good advice and you follow that advice and you let nature heal itself. We didn't put on a lot of chemicals. We didn't put on a lot of artificial things. We got rid of the weeds, we reseeded, we restored wetlands, and then we let nature take its course. We did not overgraze it. And that is critical. We did not overgraze it. And it has slowly come back.